This little town at night, ain't it pretty? It's the one I came through yesterday of the daytime of the video. That's why I like little towns. If a guy wants to get out and walk around and feel safe, you can do that here. You hear banging, I left a half-empty Gatorade in the refrigerator. It's rolling around. I didn't stand it up like a dumbass. Look how pretty, man. First time I've been through here is the night. That's gonna drive me nuts. Oh, I know what it is. It's my hats. I got my hats hanging up. They're bouncing, hitting the top of the microwave. These speed limits through these little towns, man. These little kids in these towns don't pay attention to curbs and signs and all that. Lord, you don't want that on your head, running over a little kid. You don't want it on your head running over nobody, especially a little kid. Do your speed limits in your little towns. Ain't gonna save you no time running through them 10 mile an hour faster than you're supposed to. Be respectful. When I'm in Chicago or Minneapolis or whatever in one of the suburbs delivering over in the industrial areas, I run whatever the cars are running around me. I mean, it's different there. Kids know to watch there. They're raised in a big city. It ain't like here, which they still step out in the road there. I'm just saying, be careful, man. Drive according to your surroundings. If you're in a quiet, easy area, then be easy, man. Don't go flying through there blasting your damn Jake brake, waking everybody up. Being a dick, more or less. Like this truck, you can't even hear the Jake brake on it. I peed. Man, you crack that Jake in, you'd hear that son of a bitch 4 or 5 miles away. Don't get me wrong, I love that sound. I always will. Man, it's like the call of the wild to me. After a while, man, you listen to them pipes for so long, it does get aggravating after a while. I don't give a damn who you are. After so many years of hearing them big old pipes, you just want quiet for a while. Hell, this damn DEF on these trucks now, it doesn't even matter anymore. You gotta bypass the system to make your pipes crack. If I owned this truck, that's exactly what I would do. I would bypass that DEF system, because I ain't never going to no damn California. Fuck that. I'll never go out there again. Run me some 8-inch duals up the back, put flat top flappers on it. But then you got to think, man, you're going to hear that all the time. And there's days, man, when you just don't want to hear it. You got a headache or whatever. It does get loud at times, especially when you're climbing a mountain. Boy, there ain't nothing like it. The best sounding one, I don't know if y'all have ever heard one. Most all semis are 6-cylinder. Every now and then, big old large car go flying by, he's got the 8-cylinder. There ain't very many of them on the road anymore, but you can damn sure tell the difference. Those son of a bitches, that's the best sound in the world right there. You can't beat that. You run some dual 8, 9, or 10-inch pipes on an 8-cylinder big diesel. Let some bitch shower down on it. Good Lord, that's the best sound in the world. As far as the motor goes, the best sound in the world is my kid and my wife talking to me. That's the best sound. The love of your family, you can't beat it. That's why we're out here. Man, look at that moon. Ain't that cool? I gotta get a better camera, y'all. I guess I will. I said I wasn't gonna do that, but hell, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna order that tripod, that one where I can, it's remote control. Got a motorized 360 tripod. Cool as shit, man. Some bitch is about $700 though. Wife's gonna shit. That's about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4, almost 5 house payments. We're gonna pay our house off in a year, we hope. We're making a payment every week. Get it paid off. That way if something crazy happens and I can go home, I don't have to come back for a while. So don't worry, I'll keep making videos. When I do, I'll be making videos over there. Y'all gonna see how I live in the Philippines. I can't wait, man. We got 2 places over there, so when we do that drawing, bring the lucky winner to the Philippines, you'll be staying in our second house. Got a store right next door to you. Really nice neighbors. I mean, awesome neighbors. We've lived by them for, I don't know, we've had this house for going on 3 years now, I guess. Real close to a mall. There ain't a mall like here, like you're thinking. It's way different. It's kind of like the old J.C. Penney's back in the 70s. Anybody grew up back then? Remember how they had, you know, the women's floor, the men's floor, the toy floor was usually all the way up on top. You'd have to ride escalators up and down to get to them. That's the kind of stores I grew up in. Well, that's the way the mall is in the Philippines. When you first go in, all the food and everything, all your shopping for your food's on the bottom floor. And it's like a great big huge Walmart shopping area, but 3 times the size. Vegetables like you would not believe. The vegetable area is probably as big as the old Food Line or Food World. The grocery stores, about how big they are. That's about how big your vegetable area is. And the meats, fish, I mean, it just blows your mind. Then you go up an escalator, and that'll be all your housewares, like, you know, your vacuum cleaners, air conditioners, fans, just anything to do with the house, cleaning supplies. Go up another floor, and that's all your clothes and everything. And the toys are on that floor. And it's huge. And then if you go over into Cebu, they got a mall. It's the 3rd largest mall in the world. And this bad boy is amazing. You can't walk through the whole mall in one day. It's impossible. It's not going to happen. Impossible. That mall will blow your mind. It's kind of a pain in the ass to get to from where we live. It's not, I mean, you can ride a cab there, but it ain't real far, but it seems far because the speeds over there are a lot lower than what they are here. My wife, when she sees me driving, and I tell her how fast I'm going because they use the metric system, she's like, oh my God, slow down. Do 40. She's talking about 40 kilometers an hour. Well, hell, if I do 40 kilometers an hour everywhere I go, that's 25 miles an hour. It freaks her out to see me doing 75, 80 miles an hour because that's like what, 110, 115, 120 kilometers. She's like, oh my God, slow down, babe. I said, babe, if I slow down, I'll get run over. I'll get a ticket. She's never been here, so she just, the normal is 40. They got highways over there where you can go fast, but there ain't that many of them. You're on an island, man. You don't need to go that fast. It ain't like Gilligan's Island. It ain't no little island. It'll take you a minute to go from one end of the island to the other. It's pretty good size. A couple hours to get to the other side. You get up around 80, 85 kilometers an hour, which is about, what, 45, 50 miles an hour. Watch the road, dumbass. I'm back on that 28, heading back towards 94. I'm going to run 94 down to 90. Run 90 down to 294. Our shop's right off of 294 in Alsip in Chicago. I mean, it's just right off 294, not even a mile, so it's real easy to get to. Got a real good restaurant there I eat at. If anybody ever goes into Alsip, you see that Golden Bear restaurant. If you got a way to get to that, if you've never ate there, man, you need to eat there. It's 122nd, 23rd. It'll be around 124th Street, somewhere around in there. There's a tractor out in the field. I blew the horn at him. He's out working too. I appreciate them guys, man. They put food on our table. You talk about hard-working people as a farmer. And I know I grew up on a farm. It's a 7-day-a-week job. You don't take no vacations. It ain't like you can get a hog sitter. Nobody's gonna come and watch your 300 hogs you got on your farm. We was just a small farm. It doesn't matter, man. We only had 10 sows. We had 2 boars at one time. We was gonna expand, get bigger. We had all the automatic feeders, waters, had farrowing barn, and then just the regular gilt pen for all the gilts and the bars. A bar is a hog that's been nutted. You don't call them a boar, you call them a bar. But I think it was 82 or 83. I think it was 82. Might have been 81 when the market fell out. Hogs went from like, they was averaging around 78 cents on the hoof a pound. Wasn't great. It was okay. We liked it better when they was up around 85, 90, which didn't happen very often. Went to bed. Got up the next morning. My dad was already up. My stepdad listening to the radio, to the hog report. He just had this look on his face. I knew something was up. I was like, I called him by his name, Jerry. I said, what's going on, Jerry? He said, we're done. I said, what do you mean we're done? Hogs went overnight from 78 cents on the hoof down to like 18 cents because of the market. We had that real bad recession in the 80s. And it destroyed us. I mean, we had to sell out like right then. There wasn't no, wait a couple days and see what's going to happen. We loaded hogs that day and took them to the market and got rid of them. And it took a while to get out of it, but it shut us down. We wasn't a farm anymore. It was just, I don't know. We kept our one boar for about a year, I guess. And he fell and broke his leg. We had to put him down. There wasn't no fixing it. He weighed 1,200 pounds. The big son of a bitch, his name was Beauregard, big Yorkshire boar. Gentle as a puppy. I mean, a kid 2 or 3 years old could walk up to him and try to rub on his belly, and Bobo would watch. He'd look back and make sure he'd lay down, but he'd make sure that kid was out of the way. And he'd lay down and let that baby crawl all over it. You wouldn't have to worry. His head, his head was huge. Big as it's just undescribable. I'll try to find a picture of him if I can. I know I got pictures somewhere. People don't realize, I mean, these people in these big cities don't realize what these farmers do. They keep the world going, man. I don't speed a whole lot on these back roads of the night. Oh, you got critters running across this road too, man. Deer, fox, and up where I'm at, you might even see a wolf every now and then. They're probably way up north right now, though, in Canada. I doubt they're down this far. They'll move down this way as it starts getting colder. I ain't into killing nothing, man. I don't want to hit anything. And the most dangerous critter you gotta watch for is a damn drunk driver, man. Getting bad. Y'all hear about that guy on 44? Look it up on YouTube. I can't remember what the title was, but it was a truck driver. He wasn't letting no traffic pass him. He was in that 80-mile-an-hour zone on 44 going through Oklahoma, just south of Tulsa. He was blocking all three lanes, doing like 45, 50 miles an hour, wouldn't let nobody pass him. Then he gets down into the 2-lane. When he gets into the 2-lane, the speed drops back down to 75. He'd do 60 for a minute and then slow down to 45. At one point he was doing 35. And all those people was calling the cops, and finally the cops got on him, and they had to spike strip him to get him to stop, and they finally stopped him. There's this little bitty Mexican feller driving it. They said he was high on meth. So when you pass these trucks, you think you're passing somebody that's respectful like you are, not doing drugs, going down the road, that ain't true. I would say probably if you pass 10 trucks, at least 2 of them out of them 10 you passed was high on something. It'd be weed. I'd rather pass a guy high on weed than anything. I wish I didn't have to pass them high on weed, but that's just the way it is out here, man. It's kind of like it was back in the 80s. Everybody was doing them rubies, speckled birds, and yellow jackets. I never did mess with none of that shit, man. I've never done speed my whole life. I ain't snorted the first line of that shit ever. I never would. I'm not saying I'm no angel. I've never done nothing. I've had my bout with cocaine. Hell, that was 30 years ago. Now, if I wasn't driving truck, I'd be the biggest pothead in the fucking world, man. I love weed. So when I retire, hell yes, you're going to see me with a big old blunt sticking out of my face. You're damn right. I love marijuana. But it ain't worth it right now. I mean, you can smoke and know when your next piss test is, but what you don't know is, what if somebody pulls out in front of you and it's not your fault and you kill that person? It's mandatory. You got to take a drug test. Now, you take that drug test, if you smoked a big old joint that morning, you didn't mean to hurt nobody. It wasn't your fault. They pulled out in front of you. You might not even be high no more. You might have done it the right way. Waited till you're not high, then drugs. It doesn't matter. It's in your system. And when they see that that's in your system, you're automatically guilty. You shouldn't have been on the road. You've got marijuana in your system is what they're going to say. If you hadn't been on the road, that person, even though they pulled out when they wasn't supposed to, would still be alive because you wouldn't have been there. That's how they flip it on you, and they're right. I know it don't sound right, but that's the law. That's the way it is. So if you're going to play that game, man, you got to drive 10 times more careful than anybody does. Because if you get in a wreck at all and somebody's seriously hurt, that drug test is coming, man. Your career's over. You're more than likely going to prison. So and they see that you got marijuana in your system, you are going to prison. You will do some time. So don't chance it. Now, if you know you're going to be home for a couple weeks, taking time off, you want to get high the first day. Then don't smoke no more after that. Smoke you a joint. That's enough. Stay clean, man. It ain't worth it. You got to be fresh-minded out here right now. You can't be doing all that shit. I don't do it. I'm not Mr. Perfect driver by any sense of the word. And you just got to use your head out here. You don't want to lose them license, man. That's like throwing a gold brick out in the middle of the river and saying, I don't want it no more. You wouldn't do that. So why risk losing your license? Don't drink a beer and drive. Not one beer. If you drink a beer, don't drive for 2 hours. The norm is takes an hour. So if you drink a beer, wait 2 hours. Make damn sure. There's going to come a time, it's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to shut down today or not. We'll find out. I really can't afford to, man. This load's got to deliver in the morning. Or if I don't deliver it, I might lose my job. I've talked to a bunch of other drivers. Nobody knows nothing about this shutdown. I don't think they got enough publicity on it. If you're going to do a national shutdown, man, you got to have huge money. You got to be able to advertise it. You got to get that shit on billboards. You got to get it on television, on radio. You can't just put it on Facebook and TikTok. Yeah, your followers are going to see it. Man, you got to get that out mass media. You can't just do it and say 1,000 guys does it. Well, that ain't going to do shit. That's not going to do shit. You got to be at least a third of all truck drivers would have to park before it would really affect anybody. The ones that really matter are these gas tankers, these fuel haulers. Now, you get the fuel haulers to stop for one day, by God, we can pull some strings in. These truck stops don't have, I mean, they got real big fuel tanks to store their fuel in. But any pilot, they get 2 or 3 deliveries a day, every day. So there ain't no, we got a 3-day supply, whatever. That don't happen. Not in the truck stop. You can get the fuel trucks to park, then we can negotiate. I don't even know what the guy was going for. I think he was doing it because of what I said. I don't want to get this video thrown off YouTube talking about COVID and them trying to make the medical people take the damn shot, force them into it. I think he was going to back them, but
in 1 mile,
just didn't get enough publicity,
on US
man.
71, then take the second right.
10-4. See, but look here, I can't show you. I don't want to hold my phone. When you got your GPS up, man, go into your tools there where it shows that little wrench. Make sure you got your turns pulled up on the side to where you can see it. Now, sometimes this GPS, it'll tell you, go here and turn right. And then you look and your little arrow's pointing left. So make sure you're making the right kind of turn. Because you can make a right turn. And boy, you make that right turn, 1/4 mile down the road, you're going to see a sign that says no trucks. And there ain't a damn place in the world to turn around. What do you do then? Well, I tell you what you do. You stop. You kick your flashers
Turn
on.
left on US 71, then take the second right.
And you can't see behind you, you got to get out of your truck. Make sure nobody's coming. Put your cones out. Call the cops. You got to back up, man. You go on down that road and you're not supposed to be. You can come to a low bridge. You can come to a bridge that's rated 5,000 pounds maximum weight. You're going to risk driving across that with your truck weighing 78,000 pounds like mine does right now? Can't scale at this truck stop. No. I got there was right there, but I'm all right. I know my truck, man. We're good.
Turn right on I-94 East.
I hauled 42,000 pounds up here. I got 42,000 pounds again. When they loaded me exactly how my last load was. And I scaled perfect. That's money. So I'm good. You gotta know your ride, man. Alright, we on the big road now. We can juice this bad boy up. Get on to going where we got to get. Right now I'm headed to Chicago. I think I said this. Gonna get my oil changed. They already texted me. They texted me about 8 o'clock last night and they said, Kevin,
Continue
are you
on
rolling?
I-94.
Yeah, I will, don't worry. They said, are you rolling? I show you're still in Minnesota. Well, I did 685 miles yesterday. What do they want? I had to sleep. I was out hours. So I texted him back this morning. I said, yeah, I'm rolling. I was out of hours. I got to sleep sometime. So they're in bed now, so I'll shoot them a couple of texts along the way. I'll grab my headset here in a minute and shoot them a couple of texts and be like, hey, where you at, man? I'm texting you. Why ain't you answering me? And then when I get there, I'm good friends with these people, don't worry. They'll be like, I was in bed. I'm like, yeah, I was in bed when you text me too. So I sleep too. I give him shit. I can't stand my dispatcher. I don't care if he is a good guy. Sometimes you just don't meal with people, you know what I mean? Every now and then you'll meet that one person that you just don't get along. You two just don't get along, man. And me and my dispatcher just don't get along. I don't like him. I don't like him at all. Ain't no easy way to put it, right? I don't know, man. I feel like when I'm making one of these videos, I got somebody riding in here with me, man. I appreciate that. I hope y'all like it. But this is it, man. This is what you do when you're driving truck. You just do what you're seeing. This is it. That's all there is to it. As long as you do this right here, you're good. Keep going forward. Momentum. Get the job done. I'm not one of them 350, 400 miles a day guy. I try to get as far as I can every day. My goal is 700 miles every day if I can. It doesn't happen. I average about 590 to 650. I've only got 521 miles to go to get down to where I gotta be to get my oil changed. I'll get my oil changed there. It's a good little spot. I'll go eat at that Golden Bear restaurant I was telling you about. We got 2 or 3 parking spots there. And anytime you got a service, they always make sure one of them's open for you. I'll sleep there today after they get the service done. I'll go on ahead and go to bed. And I'll get up probably around the same time, around 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight. I'll get up and finish the trip out. I'll have a little over 500 miles to go to get on down in, I forget the name of the town I'm going to in North Carolina. I think it's Raleigh, where these beans go. I haven't hauled this. This is a dedicated load, but I haven't hauled it in a couple months. This don't have a backhaul. A lot of times our dedicated run will have a backhaul going back to where we came from, but this one doesn't. This one throws you back in the circuit. So I could go anywhere out of North Carolina if I didn't already have a load scheduled. I got a load scheduled for Defiance, Ohio, because I got to get some warranty work done. Normally I would go over towards Alabama. Go into either Enterprise, Alabama. I can't remember what it is I haul there, but we go to Enterprise, we go to Dothan, we go to Mobile, Birmingham, can't remember where else, but we haul weights, and they're made out of coal. These weights are. They got all these different minerals that they compress. I went in and watched them do them. If I haul one of the loads, I'll walk through the factory and get a video of it. They don't care there. You can walk through and watch the whole process. Dirty ass, nasty place, man. Filthy. But they make weights. Weights like you go in and work out with. And it's all made out of minerals. There's no steel in it. Pretty damn cool. And most of them go to the military. Some of them go to the prisons, they said. It's a pretty cool process to watch how it does it, man. It's pretty damn amazing. I wouldn't want to work here. And guys look like they work in a coal mine. Ain't none of them got a mask on, so you know they're breathing that shit in. They're going to have the same issues in their lungs that a person that worked in the coal mines, black lung. A lot of people never heard of that, but I grew up in the coal fields, so I heard a lot about black lung when I was growing up. Mom always knew when we was in the strip mine, because we'd come home black as hell. Boy, she'd be mad. She had to do the laundry. She didn't want to wash our filthy ass clothes. Come home black. We go up there and sneak in the equipment at night, fire it up and drive it around. Big old loaders. That's how I learned how to run equipment. Well, not run it. That's how I learned how to drive equipment. I learned how to operate equipment from uncles, cousins, all that shit. I can operate an excavator, a backhoe, dozer. Do a little bit on a grader. I ain't real good on a grader. I've operated a grader probably 15, 20 times. Excavator, I'm pretty good on. I can do grade work with it. I just like this though, man. This is what I like to do. If I had to retire from this, that's probably what I would do. I'd switch over to heavy equipment. Make damn good money doing that too. I don't know what the hourly rates are. I've never been paid. I always did my own jobs, put driveways in or whatever. I'd rent equipment to get it done. Makes it more expensive that way. But you can find jobs still. It's better if you own the equipment if you're going to do driveways, but I didn't do a lot of driveways. Yeah, I'm ranting, but well, I think I'm done ranting. I'm gonna call the wife, talk to my kid. You guys have a good, safe day. I'll get some videos posted. I got a couple more I gotta post. I'll post them all when I get parked today. So you guys don't forget to watch Shoestrings channel, man. Let him know Mercenary said to come watch it. Put it in the comments. Mercenary recommended you watch his channel. He's got some really good videos out there, man. If you like trains, you'll love that